Utah Jazz co-owner and NBA legend Dwayne Wade kicking it pregame with Rich Paul as the Sacramento Kings kick off their season in Utah against the Jazz. First quarter, it's Domantas Sabonis picking up right where he and Sacramento left off last season. And then swiping. Remember me, De'Aaron Fox with the fadeaway deuce. And if some is good, more is better. Harrison Barnes asks Utah, can I have this dance? Boy, did he have a first half to remember to kick off the 23-24 NBA season. It's Barnes for three. Sacramento's up by 9. Second quarter we go. Malik Monk and JaVale McGee join the highlight. It's Monk up top to McGee. Sacramento's got a really good start in 5, man. Other end, Taylor Horton-Tucker finds Lauri Markkanen. Remember, he got off to such a great start last year. Markkanen had 19 and 10 to kick off this year. Before we end the first half, we go back to Harrison Barnes. How about Harrison? 27 points. He made his first 8 shots from the field. Obviously, Sacramento led it as we took a break. Third quarter, they're still leading it. It's Fox and 1. De'Aaron had 18, 6, and 5. And then off the steal, it's Fox finding Monk, who just throws it down in the grill of Chris Dunn. A very early dunk of the year candidate. Get out of my way. Don't dunk on me and then get in my face. Jordan Clarkson would nail a 3 as the Jazz try to make a run late. Clarkson led Utah in scoring with 24, but it ain't gonna be enough as Sabonis gets the easy juice. He had 22 and 12. And then not to mention the great game that Harrison had. He finished with 33 points. It's Sacramento winning game 1 of the season, 130-114. NBA champion Bruce Brown kicks off his Indiana Pacers career at home as Indiana hosts the Washington Wizards in both these teams' first game of the season. With Washington in the building, that means we get a chance to check out the new Wizard, Jordan Poole. He nails the juice. Other end, it's Tyrese Halliburton nailing the 3. By the way, does Bruce Brown think he plays for a team in Texas? What the heck did he have on? More Jordan Poole. He's got his game on. 18 points, 5 assists for Poole in his debut. Speaking of debuts, how about Tyrus Jones, the former Memphis Grizzlies, now Wizard? He nails the 3. He had 16 points and 5 assists in his debut. Bruce Brown, we're going to talk about him more in a second as he nails the 3. And then Brown's going to get it out to Benedict Mathurin, who scores. Benedict had a really good rookie season last year, had 18 and 5 in this one. Buddy Hield joins the party with a 3. The Pacers are up by 6. They're up 8 when Kyle Kuzma decides to stand up for the Wizards. He nails the 3. Kuzma had 25 points to lead everybody that plays for DC, but it's Indiana up at the half. Third quarter, Halliburton, a cold-blooded three-pointer. He had 20 points, 11 assists. Indiana kicks off the third quarter on a 14-2 run. More good Pacers basketball. It's the new chipper, Brown for 3. How about Bruce Brown nailing 6 of his 8 three-pointers? He goes for 24 points. Denver's going to really miss him. Perhaps a young NBA dark horse team this season. Paolo Banchero's not a rookie anymore. To kick off his sophomore campaign, he's leading the Orlando Magic into their first game of the season against the Houston Rockets. It's not all about Banchero nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. Franz Wagner can really shoot that thing. He nails a couple of 3s to kick off this highlight. And then Cole Anthony joins the fun. Cole not only was really aggressive from a scoring perspective, he played some good defense early on Van Vliet off of that Magic's bench. Van Vliet really struggled to find the range early. Kicked this one off just 1 for 5 in his Houston Rockets debut. Banchero was better than that. How about the grown man deuce at the rim? Banchero had 12 points. Right before the half, it is Dylan Brooks in his Houston Rockets debut, nailing the 3. He had 14 points. Third quarter, more Brooks. the Rockets are down by 6. Van Vliet finally finds the range. He had 14 points in his debut as well. And just like that, the Rockets are down just 1. Here comes Markelle Fultz, the former #1 overall pick. Got that angle, got to the rim, and nobody was going to stop him off the Mo Wagner miss. How about Jonathan Isaac? He's back. Isaac had 11 points, 4 rebounds. Nice putback jam. And then Cole Anthony, 20 points and 8 boards off that Magic bench. They're right back up by 18. It's Banchero inside. Nice dish, Markelle. And then here's more defense from Orlando as they're about to get their first win of the season. Amin Thompson's got high expectations. He didn't get high enough as Anthony Black blocks his shot. And the Orlando Magic have their first win of the season in their first game of the season. They beat the Houston Rockets by 30. Zion Williamson is playing basketball to kick off a season for the New Orleans Pelicans. That is a great sign. This one not as great as the Memphis Grizzlies host New Orleans. It's Zion going at the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson. He got blocked for his efforts. Desmond Bane finishes at the rim. And then Bane nails the three-pointer. How about Desmond, 31-5-5 to kick off this season? University of Memphis legend Derrick Rose kicks off his Grizzlies career with a three-pointer. Memphis is up by 6 to start the second. And then from there, it's almost as if the Pelicans realize how good they can be as long as that they got their top 2 guys healthy. B.I. with the jump shot. And then Zion attacks the rim, goes at Jaren again, and he's more successful this time around. I was just about to say maybe while Zion was injured, he forgot how great Jaren had became on defense, but clearly Zion knows what he's doing as he goes half-court alley-oop from B.I. Pelicans out by 10. Third quarter, Marcus Smart, 2 of his 17 points in his Grizzlies debut. Let's not forget, C.J. McCollum is a very bad boy. It's McCollum with the 3, McCollum with the crossover on D. Rose, and then top of the key for 3. It's C.J. leading New Orleans with 24 points. They're up 14 on the Grizzlies. And then it's that man again. Zion once again attacking Jaren. It's chest to chest, man to man. What you put in the gym versus what Zion did. And when he plays, I like his chances. It's Williamson. At this point, he's just disrespecting the Grizzlies. Zion with Xavier Tillman in his vicinity. Who cares when you're that good? 23 points for Mr. Williamson. The Pelicans start their season off with a 111-104 win. Well, as all of these incredible athletes kick off their new season, one player that we are without for a second straight year is, to me, one of the greatest 10 centers of all time, one of my top 75 players of all time. Dwight Howard is not in the league right now, and I'm not so sure if Dwight will be in the league going forward. So I don't even like getting into people's bedrooms. It's not my thing. Everybody who knows me, y'all know that ain't my thing. You know, you really don't see me on any of my platforms get deep dive into who's dating who, because I really don't care, if I'm being honest with you. And again, I come from the era in which we used to use the term gay negatively, right? I was a kid and we used to, me and my partners, we used to just throw it out there. That's gay, right? But I've been long past those days. I'm a man now, y'all. I'm 29. That's not a thing of mine anymore. I know a lot of people still battle with that. It's not a thing of mine. I don't care who you're sleeping with. I don't care what side of the fence you are. I don't even care what team you play on. That ain't my thing. Dwight Howard, though, has allowed what I believe his personal life to now affect his playing career. So for many, many years now, I have long asked the question, when a team is having issues at center, you usually hear me say one name before anybody else. I say, why don't they go get Dwight Howard? That's been my thing. I want to make it known that Dwight Howard is one of the last 2 bigs to do a great job on guarding Nikola Jokic. If you remember back in the bubble, it was Dwight Howard of then the Los Angeles Lakers who did a number on Jokic, and then I think Draymond Green did a really good job on Jokic the following season. Dwight's one of the last bigs to have real success against the best player in the world. And if we're taking it a step further and we speak about Dwight Howard, he still looks the part, still looks physically imposing, but he's not in the league. And again, every year and every time I see a team struggling with centers, most teams in the league could use a Dwight Howard, the player, even if he can only give you about 8-9 minutes a half. He still looks phenomenal. You know, I got it. LeBron James, probably the greatest basketball athlete I've ever seen. Russell Westbrook, probably the second greatest basketball athlete I've ever seen. And then in that conversation at number 3, he's in that realm. I don't know if he's for sure my number 3, but Dwight Howard's in that realm. He still looks incredible for his age. You're like a guy in his mid-20s. He looks the part, but he's not in the league. And I've long asked the question why, but I think we got an answer now. So Dwight Howard's personal life in regards to a court document that is available out of Georgia. Dwight Howard is battling some accusations made by a man by the name of Stephen Harper, who claims Dwight Howard tried to force him to do a sexual act. Now, Dwight in said document claims that anything that him and the gentleman did was consensual. Just for the record, this is official documentation now. This is not just a rumor out there on the rumor mill. This is legit. And I'm bringing it up for a reason. It's not because Dwight may or may not be gay. It's because Dwight is holding back from his personal life and has long denied that part of his life. And if this is true about Dwight's life, which is in court documentation, you got to believe it's affecting teams' interest, because you're not getting a guy that's going to be 25 points and 12 rebounds per game. You're getting a guy that's going to be marginal at best in your rotation coming off the bench, and you need him to buy in and be as little of a problem as possible. Well, we got to be honest with ourselves. A guy's sexual orientation being out there in the atmosphere, allegations against him now of assault, the fact that that's out there in the atmosphere, you have to believe that that is affecting teams' interest. Maybe teams are interested in bringing in a guy like Dwight, but when they realize, oh, there's some legal stuff out there in the atmosphere, there's some rumors about Dwight, I think guys are good with dealing with problems head on, especially in team settings. But when there's rumors and allegations out in the atmosphere, I don't think guys like dealing with question marks in the locker room. And Dwight Howard, not just who he's sleeping with, but what's going on in his bedroom is out there in the atmosphere. And for years, he denied some of this stuff. And I don't think it goes over well for a locker room perspective and a chemistry standpoint. Guys want to know who they getting dressed around. Guys want to know what a guy is when they make decisions. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's not lie about this stuff. Again, I'm the guy that's been rooting for Dwight, but you probably won't hear me root for Dwight again to get in the league, not because of his sexual orientation, maybe hitting the net again. It's whatever he decides and whatever he likes. It's not my preference. What I am saying, though, is the fact that it's out in the atmosphere as a question mark, you have to understand why that affects the dynamics of a team. And I think we got the reason why Dwight's not in the league anymore. If that's been out there, then clearly guys around the league know about it. We heard the rumblings of the Golden State Warriors potentially interested in signing Dwight. He did a meeting with them right before the beginning of training camp. The Warriors opted not to sign Dwight. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The Warriors are actually like a couple spots down in their rotation right now. I thought they were bringing in Dwight Howard. Would have been a perfect fit. I actually thought Dwight would have had a chance of playing some real minutes for the Warriors throughout the season and one last postseason run. I think Steph and Dwight could definitely do some things together on the court, and Chris Paul and Dwight could definitely do some things on the court together. But the fact that these questions looms about Dwight, I'm not so sure if we're going to ever see a first ballot Hall of Famer play basketball on the NBA level again.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing.
Why build theirs? when I believe I can build my own.
You've already done it, or I wouldn't be here.
I'm already the only elite sports and music journalist in the game today. My goal is simple, to be the best there's ever been. So, please don't go. Make sure you subscribe and follow the journey. It truly means everything to me. I tell stories, I talk music, I cover sports, I am culture, I am FERRO.